Good day to you, sir. Today, I am going to answer a series of questions given by you. I am Dwight Kent Simbrino C, BS Mari student, Black Alpha. These are my answers. First of all, the top management duties are important with regards to their functions on board in a way that they are the leaders, commanders, and the head of their own department. And also, they are the one who can lead their own team in performing each and every task that are given. They have the ability to command or to lead or to head the crew in their department to perform a job or a certain task. First is a chief engineer. A chief engineer is the one who leads the engine department. He or she is responsible for leading and commanding the engine crew members in a certain task, like putting lubricants in machineries, checking oils, checking fuels, checking gauges, checking pressures, and many more jobs in the engine department. He is the leader and is the head of the engine department. Next is the chief officer. The chief officer is responsible for leading his crew to perform vessel navigation watch duties in the bridge and also cargo loading and unloading. This job is performed by his crew members in the deck department. His job is only to command or head them or assist them in doing this job. So that's why he is called the chief officer, because he is the chief that commands or heads his crew members in the deck department in doing this job. He is responsible for the whole deck department. So then we have the master of a ship. He or she is the one who is in charge in a ship. The crew members and any passengers and cargoes in ship, whether it is in land or in waters. A master in a ship may guide or assist ships in and out of harbors, or he can lead or he can assist them through difficult waters. In conclusion, these duties of the top management are important because without them leading in their own departments, something can go wrong, or maybe a disaster can happen. And that is my answer for the question 1. According to IMO.org, all personnel who are assigned duty as an officer in charge of a watch or as a rating performing part of a watch shall be provided a minimum of 10-hour rest in any 24-hour period. These rest hours can be divided into two periods, one of which shall be at least 6 hours in length. It is important in a way that every person or individual on board should get a rest so that his or her capability to perform a certain task or a job cannot be bothered. And also, it is important so that an individual can rest his energy and power to do a certain job. Continuously, the negative effect is that a crew member may be ill or relatively sick if it is not followed. That is my answer for question number 2. So my answer for the statement number 3 is that familiarizing the ship parts and the compartment is very important so that you can be able to locate the different compartment that has emergency safety equipment in it. Also, to ensure that you can understand the circulation of responsibilities within your department, even in other department. If you're in the deck department, you can familiarize the engine department or vice versa. Thus, then, lastly, it is very important so that the personal safety and the well-being of the ship is secured. Because if you if you familiarize the compartments and parts of the ship, you can be able to do many things, such as you can be able to locate fire extinguishers and life jackets and many more, so that in a moment of disaster and in hazardous areas or hazardous times, you can be able to perform your safety protocol without panicking and enable to get the proper thing or equipment that can be used for survival. That is my answer for statement or question number 3. In relation to question number 3, familiarizing the ship parts and equipment can affect the safety of the personnel on board in a way that when a personnel or a crew member familiarizes it, he or she can be able to know the routes, the safety equipments, and the safety areas whenever a disaster can happen. He can be able to get advanced in safety operations whenever there is a disaster happening. In time of trouble, he can easily escape, and he can help his crew members or his officers. And also, it is important to familiarize it so that you can be always ready at all times, whether it is a disaster, it is a fire, it is a or many hazardous happenings or instances on board. You can be able to surpass it with your knowledge upon the parts and compartment of the whole ship. And that is my answer for question number 4. When talking about safety management protocol, it is all about safety. On board ship, the safety management system or the SMS is there. It is an organized system designed implemented for the safety of the ship and the marine environment. Also, it is an important aspect of the International Safety Management or the ISM code, where all the important policies, practices, and the procedures are to be followed to ensure the safe operation of ships at sea. Here are some basic functional requirements to ensure safety of every ship at sea. First is the procedure and guidelines to act in every emergency situation. Second is the safety environmental protection policy. Procedures and guidelines for reporting accidents or any forms of non-conformities. Last is the procedure and guidelines to ensure safety actions of ships and protection of the marine environment in compliance with relevant in the international flag state legislations. These are some functional requirements to ensure the safety of every ship in the sea. So these are followed by many companies, shipping companies, so that they are safe when at sea, and so that they cannot be cannot pay for violations when regarding to the guidelines and procedures to be followed according to the IMO. All in all, the safety management system therefore ensures that each and every ship companies should comply with the mandatory system, rules, and regulations to follow the code's guidelines and standard recommendation by the IMO. Because the IMO secures the safety of the crew members and the safety of the ship and the safety of the marine environment. All in all, safety management protocol is all about the safety of the crew, the safety of the ship, and the safety of the marine environment. And that is my answer for the fifth and final question. That is my answer for the series of statements and questions that you have given for me, sir. Thank you for the question and God bless.